Yes, we are ready. Well, let's get started. A very good afternoon to everybody, and a very warm welcome to the second edition of the AIM-ICDK Water Innovation Challenge. As you all know, as many of you know, Atal Innovation Mission is the flagship initiative of the Government of India to promote a culture of innovation and an ecosystem for innovation across our nation. Um, and Having built the infrastructure that we have for innovation so far, now we perceive a great opportunity for some of the major global challenges that we face today, such as climate change, water security, and many others. And we also see that for variety of because of variety of influencing factors, we do see many startups uh, 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 in our ecosystem who are doing deeply technical work, but are also committed to sustainability and inclusivity in a very deep way. And that also, we think, brings us an opportunity to, to solve some of the most difficult global challenges. One such challenge is water, and this collaboration between Atal Innovation Mission at Niti Aayog and the Innovation Center Denmark with the Embassy of Denmark is in line with this effort to bring stakeholders together who are aligned with a common vision to address and mitigate water-related issues faced by not only our country but by the world. Uh, this partnership that we are talking about today is entering its second year, as the first edition that we wrapped up this year earlier, where AIM collaborated with the Innovation Center Denmark, ICDK, and the Denmark Technical University. And this is the collaboration that is launching this second edition. Of course, none of this work would be feasible without a great support from the leadership of Niti Aayog, the vice chairman, the CEO. But this year is also unique at Niti Aayog that many parts of Niti Aayog has now very actively participated with us. So today you will hear from Professor Ramesh Chand, who is the member Niti Aayog, and also Mr. Avinash Mishra, who is advisor of the environment vertical. In the first edition of ICDK, which was very successful, we had 400 plus applications from India. Eventually, we brought it down to 10 of them who were chosen from across the country to represent India on the global stage. And these selected teams formed the Indian participation to the next generation water action, which incidentally would be taking place at an exhibition in 2022. Atal Innovation Mission has been the host, the Indian host for all of these startups in India for this global competition. And these selected teams were intensely also mentored by a group of academics and practitioners that we put together. The first AIM-ICDK culminated into a hugely successful outcome for India, where there were 5 teams out of the 5 out of the 10 teams that were selected finally who won. They together won 6 of the major awards at the global stage. So this year's participants will similarly get intense sort of mentorship throughout February to May to take them to global stage again, and we hope for similar success or better this year. There are many people who have helped the first edition of AIM-ICDK challenge, including Danish industry professionals, water experts, ministries, and many other stakeholders. And we're hoping for similar support this year as well. With that, let me say it's a great honor for me to invite to our launch of the second edition today several distinguished individuals. Dr. Rajiv Kumar, the Vice Chairman of Niti Aayog to my right, His Excellency Freddie Swain, the Ambassador at the Royal Danish Embassy in New Delhi, Professor Ramesh Chand, who is to the right of the Vice Chairman, Mr. Avinash Mishra joining us, Advisor Niti Aayog Water Vertical, he is joining us online, Mr. Tobias Quorning, Program Manager, International Cooperation, Danish Environmental Protection Agency, Karsten Orth Garn Larsen, I hope I'm saying your name right, Senior Vice President, Denmark Technical University, and last year's finalist, and I must say this with great delight, Ms. Akanksha Agarwal, who is a co-founder of Agromorph, who will also be telling us about her company. So with that, let me welcome His Excellency Mr. Freddie Swain, the Ambassador, to share his thoughts. Over to you, sir.
Indeed, Dr. Vaishnav, happy to see so many good friends. You made the whole list of participants, so I will not repeat that. I will only say good to see Vice Chairman Niti Aayog, Dr. Rajiv Kumar, but also good to see all of you from Denmark as well as here from India. No doubt about that this is a very, very important subject. Water is a challenge, and we are all challenged by water. And therefore, it's extremely important that our water challenge first edition was a great success. And as you rightly explained, a lot of success and concrete, tangible project came out of that. So it's a really, really important. So in that context, of course, I would like to congratulate the teams of Niti Aayog as well as the Atal Innovation Mission, but also my good friends here at the Embassy and the Innovation Center of Denmark. And DTU and who else is involved in that we reach this great success. The version 2 is now really setting a new platform and creating a new direction for all of us, and in that context it's really, really important. Denmark and India and Denmark, we have a very specific platform called the Green Strategic Partnership, and you all know about that, and it's really unique, and water is one of the most important parts of that joint platform. As was discussed between our two Prime Ministers, when our Prime Minister came here in 9th of October and met with our Honorable Prime Minister, they agreed on the very famous 5 S's, and I think that should also be guiding us in our endeavors really to secure that the water challenge can be one way or another handled in a sustainable but also in a respectful way. So the 5 S's is the scale of India. I mean, the opportunities and challenges, of course, huge in India, but you also have the let's say the beauty of your numbers, which will mean that you are also developing a lot of startups and scale-ups, and that's an ecosystem that we really would like to work with. Your Prime Minister has also mentioned that Denmark has skills, meaning solutions, and this is about what we are doing here, trying to combine whatever you can and whatever you want on your side and what we can do on our side. Then speed is very important. We have the Sustainable Development Goals, and water is a very important part of that. So we also need to work on these, and there's a deadline, and the deadline is not something artificial, it's something that we really have to pay tribute to. Then scope, what we are doing bilaterally and also in this water challenge, there has to go beyond our bilaterals. It's answers, it's a recipe for growth, sustainable growth and handling of water challenge in the future as well. And then, of course, we have sustainability. Sustainability is the 5th S that your Prime Minister brought to the discussion when our Prime Minister was out here in early October. So the 5 S's are guiding more or less all of us. The focus in the future in India and beyond India, but in this context, India, of course, should be the rural districts. We know rural India is a growth engine, and the more we can help rural India developing new technologies, new ways of handling and caring for water, I think we will have a lot of new innovation coming up, and thereby also connecting with the ATAL innovation mission, the Niti Aayog, but also beyond that, and also with the missions of the government of India. So very, very important to look into these things. Denmark, as I mentioned, we have a lot of skills and solutions, and I think you have heard many times that Denmark is very good at handling our groundwater. It does not come for free. There are a lot of taxes, but there are also a lot of incentives. And we have also, based on that, developed a lot of technologies. These technologies cannot necessarily be copy-pasted from Denmark to India. And that's why it's so important that we also use the leg called innovation to develop new technologies, new ways of handling the water issues. So I think we are on the right track, and water is a substance that cannot be replaced. So we have the water that we have, and we have to pay respect to it, and we have to develop our behavior in such a way that we are not using more water or consuming more water than is needed, but we also secure that whatever gray water from industrial processes and so forth, that's handled in the best possible way. So in order to tackle the water issue, which is perhaps one of the world's largest pandemics, of course we have COVID and we have climate, but water per its own is also a very, very important feed for cooperation, and therefore it's really, really important. And I would like to congratulate all of you on this new version 2 of the water challenge. So the challenge that we throw at the young minds should, of course, help all of us to face a better life without water scarcity. So I think that will definitely be an important contribution. And in that context, it's also important that we are using whatever we can of entrepreneurial skills that we have in India, we have in Denmark, but looking into the ecosystem of India, which is nurtured by ATAL Innovation Mission as well as Niti Aayog and others. I think smart Denmark has to connect with big, innovative and skilled India in the future. The new kind of innovation that we can nurture and develop through this cooperation water challenge is formed and shaped by young minds, and often they are better looking into or looking out of the box than we are. So with these words, I'd like to congratulate all of you for this very, very important step into a more reliable, sustainable, and respectful way of handling water resources, water that has been used, but also that we will really nurture our skills to do new innovation that will help us achieving the sustainable development goals, as well as securing that climate change is not really as taking away the future of the younger generation. Without water, no future. Without water, no livelihood. So with these words, once again, I would like to congratulate all of you for this fantastic cooperation. I'm already looking forward to version 3, because first one was a success, second one will be a great success, and the third one would be the ultimate success. So thank you very much indeed. Happy to be here. Thanks a lot. Thank you. Dhanyavad.
Thank you, sir. We look forward to the ultimate success as well on our side. With that, I would say that there's going to be a little bit of a change in the order here that you may have received just because of availability. So we will next go to Professor Ramesh Chand and hear his thoughts on this challenge.
Thank you, Chintan. Honorable Vice Chairman of Niti Aayog, Excellency, Ambassador of Denmark in India and his team, and our guests from Denmark and colleagues from Niti Aayog. I feel that water sector comes at the top in terms of need for innovations, and I can see several reasons for putting water sector at the top for absorbing and generating innovations. The foremost reason that comes to my mind is that many developing countries, including India, they are heading toward a crisis, both in terms of availability of water and also in terms of quality of water. Today, even in rural India, even in the mountain region, you find water bottles rather than natural water getting consumed by people. So if you talk to consumer, water is no more a free gift of nature. It is a commercial product, unlike but used to be there. So this is the foremost reason that we need innovation to improve availability as well as improve quality. Then second is that in many countries where we have monsoon type of situations, there are so much temporal variation that at one point of time we have to deal with excess and the other time we have to deal with severe shortage. So this is another reason that temporal distribution is so inequitable, and so is the distribution of water across different sections of society. In fact, in terms of if we look at basic necessities of life, water use is found to be most unequitably used in many countries. Poor people making very small use, but you find profligate use in the top strata. Innovation is also needed because right now water use is maximum water use 80-90% is for agriculture, and we can't reduce importance of food. So when so much water is being used for agriculture and still 50% agriculture is rain fed in India, and it is percent is more in China and other countries. So you can imagine that if we have to increase it from 50% to something like 70%, how much stress will be put on the water sources if we do not have innovative ways of using it. But though there is so much scarcity, I don't find it getting reflected in the use. So you see so much contradiction, like in case of use of water, even method of irrigation do not reveal any kind of scarcity. Even trade doesn't indicate any kind of scarcity. In fact, India has the biggest contradiction that we have now become highest exporter of embedded water in the world, despite millions of people not getting adequate water to drink. So this is a serious contradiction that how we address it. Maybe some innovation will be there to address it. Again, another fact which is known to everyone, that though demand is rising at a very fast rate, because per capita use of water is very less, demand in irrigation is growing, but water availability is becoming a serious constraint. Many water streams, they dry up before reaching rivers, and many rivers dry up before reaching oceans. So this is, I think, a matter of concern, that what kind of innovation needed in catchment areas so that water discharge in the water stream and river is restored to their capacity 30 years back or 40 years back. Then entire world, if we look at consumption pattern, they are shifting toward water intensive product and water intensive practices. There is no time to elaborate it, but this is a fact that preference of people are shifting toward water intensive practice. People want to have off season fruit and vegetable which require much more water than fruit and vegetable grown in the main season. Another point is that excess of water is much more damaging than scarcity of water. Excellency, as a child, I used to listen to one story that once the rain god got annoyed with some people in a village, and he told them that I want to curse you, but you have to choose between two curses. One curse is that you will have drought for 12 years, no rain, and second curse is that you will have rain for 12 hours. So wise men of the village preferred to have drought for 12 years rather than having rain for 12 years. So that explains how much damage these floods, etc., can cause. So I was really wondering, it is a tall order, that can any innovation combine how to deal with excess, but at the same time with scarcity? That would be a great service to this sector, I feel. And lastly, I just want to request you or urge you and the team in Denmark that we have some center of excellence which are Israeli center of excellence. We have some center of excellence which are Dutch center of excellence. I spoke to Indian investor also once, and some investors from Denmark were there. So I told them that India is a very good ground for Danish Center of Excellence. I hope you will pay attention to it, that with your technology and with your innovation, can we make some beginning to set up some center of excellence from Denmark. I think that is the gift which you can give to India during your tenure as ambassador here in New Delhi. So lastly, I wish Atal Innovation Mission and the counterpart agencies, universities and science institutions in Denmark to achieve new heights in future and strengthen this work, which is beneficial not only for India, but I feel for the entire developing world. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Chand. And I can assure you that that the big picture you have painted is going to resonate with the crowd listening today. One of the things that I was very pleased about, I was involved in ICDK 1 when I joined Niti Aayog, and incidentally, as we moved to ICDK 2, most of the experts have willingly stayed with participating and the idea of participating and nurturing the startups. And there is beginning to be this longer term interconnected conversation happening around this particular challenge. So your words will definitely provide direction to it. With that, let's go to the Honorable Vice Chairman, Dr. Rajiv Kumar, and hear his thoughts.
Excellency, and my friend, Mr. Freddy Swan, my colleagues in Niti Aayog, and our guests from Denmark, and the award winners from previous years. Great pleasure being here, and really because, as our Prime Minister said in October when your Prime Minister was visiting us, India and Denmark have a very important role to play in a green transition of green growth with green energy and green environment. So I think this is what we are now we're following up on those agreements between the two prime ministers, and following upon the success of ICDK 1, I think promises to be a very good omen and a real potential cooperation going forward. I think it's been stressed enough, but I want to add that India is truly a water-stressed country. The per capita availability of water has declined from about 5,000 cubic meters in 1951 to about 1,500 cubic meters in 2011, and is going to go down to 1,000 in 2050. And this, combined with the inequitable distribution of water, as Professor Chand said, means that a very large proportion of our people face a daily stress of water availability. Now, this is we are trying to solve this through our Jal Shakti mission and the program of the Har Ghar Mein Nal. Every house to have a tapped water supply, and I saw that working in the aspirational districts of Andhra Pradesh recently, that they are assuring every house 400 liters of water per capita per day, and per house, 400 liters of water per household per day, 19 multiplied by 5, and they supply water 45 minutes in the morning and evening. So we are trying to tackle it, but it's surely we need innovation both to augment supply, to conserve water, and also to rationalize our water consumption. And the last one, the rationalization of water consumption is the most important focus of that would be agriculture, because that uses up 90% of our water. And I think I hope your challenges that you will mount will be a little biased towards this, will be a little biased towards conserving water in agriculture, because it's very wasteful, the use that there is. And also I think on water, on rain water conservation, the nature is bountiful, in fact, sometimes more than bountiful, and we don't need that much. But can we devise innovative methods to capture the excess rain that that comes down on us, the deluges that come down on us, and at the same time, also take care of the ordinary normal periods. The one thing that is always sort of come to me is also the regional disparity of water availability in our country. There are these very arid areas like the Bundelkhand or the Rayalaseema in Andhra Pradesh, and of course the big deserts on the west, but even otherwise there. And how does one solve this? So there are these river linking projects. Can we have some thought on doing them more efficiently, doing them more with less cost? Are there methods to do that? There has been an old project of linking the Brahmaputra with the Ganges. Is there some way that we can try and do that, or think about that? So these regional disparities are also a bother. But I think my one suggestion would be to have an innovative approach towards spreading the awareness about water scarcity in our country. People don't believe this yet. They may, large parts of the urban population and even in the rural areas, I've noticed, the farmers who floods his, field with excessive amount of water has no thought that that there is water scarcity in our country. How do we create messages? And I think this will be something that will be really nice, because innovative behavioral change messages, if we can get to them and sort of how they can, I think that will play a very important role as we go forward, because I think that's what that awareness somehow doesn't seem to exist, and we need to bring this out from our rooms. And I think this can be done by our challenges, by the Niti Aayog ISDK collaboration, but also by what Dr. Ramesh Chan said, which has also been requested by our own Prime Minister, of setting up a center of excellence in water management. When your Prime Minister, Danish Prime Minister, was here, I think we need to follow up on that. We need to follow up on the setting up of the center of excellence, and I think that can play a very important role, a sort of very catalytic and leadership role here. So I hope and I look forward that this challenge, as it is mounted and as it's opened up, will also see a follow-up of the setting up of the Center of Excellence here. So, with those few words, I want to congratulate everyone who has been involved, and I want to really thank the team there for this collaboration. It's a privilege to collaborate with you, and I need to say that I need to apologize for having to leave a little early for a pressing engagement, so that this program has been changed a little bit. But I regret that I would have to leave with this launch, and then may not be able to hear some of the other eminent guests who are gathered around this table. So thank you all very much, and my best of luck for this endeavor.
Thank you very much, sir. And I don't know how much cricket you watch in Denmark, but in India, cricket analogy would be here would be that the three first batsmen have launched a big target here. So let's just formally launch the challenge of the year, which will be launched by the Honorable Vice Chairman, Professor Ramesh Chand, and the Ambassador virtually. So,
yeah.
Okay.
So what do we do?
So we just say,
yes, launch.
There, just say launch. There we go. So yes. So AIM-ICDK Challenge 2.0 is now open for registration of participants. Yeah. So thank you very much, sir, for joining us. Yes. We have a few more eminent guests to hear from.
Can I be there to listen to?
Yes, of course. Let's go to Dr. Stein Jorgensen. I hope again I'm pronouncing your name right. Deputy Director General at the Danish Agency for Science and Higher Education. And I think he'll be speaking to us by video. She will be speaking to us by video. Sorry. Yeah.
Dear colleagues, it's good to be back among this eminent group of supporters and mentors for the AIM-ICDK Challenge, which we launched for the first time last year. Last year's pilot has now become an institution. Congratulations also to the combined Indian and Danish team at Atal Innovation Mission and at the Innovation Center at the Danish Embassy in New Delhi. Also, a huge thanks and congratulations to the research communities in both countries and to the participating universities in India and Denmark. I understand that India was by far the largest international participating country in DTU's Next Generation Water Action last year. And Indian teams, as well as Danish and international teams working on the India Challenge, took many of the prizes. 40% of the Indian teams were led by women. That's well done. And as I said last year, not even a global pandemic can stop our joint work on the Global Water Challenge. I hope that this time I can finally get to see you and the young entrepreneurs and young academics empowered in this program in Copenhagen for the Iowa Water Congress. And as I understand it, even the winners from 2021 will join us. This I look very much forward to. The Water Challenge is a strong element in building a very important relationship between our countries, not only for the sake of our two countries, but for the world. Our Prime Minister, Mette Frederiksen, visited India 2 months ago in October and met with your Prime Minister Modi to cement exactly this: the green strategic partnership between our countries. It has been said that there is a special opportunity for Denmark and India in the green transition. Some has talked about the special bond between the mouse and the elephant. Your Honourable Prime Minister has said that there is a need for Danish skills for the Indian scale. I too subscribe to this view. Denmark would like to bring strong competences in specialist areas such as water into the large-scale transformation India is undertaking. And the solutions created in this process should be made available to the world following the dictum: when India reforms, the world transforms. Forward together for the global future. This is, to me, the essence of our green strategic partnership. An important driving force is technology, and technology based on entrepreneurship. The Water Challenge will foster this, but also bring it on to the ground implementation. Both India and Denmark are investing heavily in research and technology to foster a green transition. In Denmark, we have changed our funding system to promote green transition in a mission mode. This needs to be supplemented by an international outlook, a spirit of collaboration and entrepreneurship. As stated by our Prime Ministers in October, the water challenge between India and Denmark fosters exactly this. And I'm very thrilled to see it go forward this year. I'm sure that the water challenge once more will be a successful and significant part of the next generation water action at DTU. I cannot wait to celebrate the achievements of young water entrepreneurs this coming summer. And I assure you, I will follow the entrepreneurs and take close note of the achievements. So I wish you very good luck, all of you, and I look forward to seeing the ideas and inventions. Thank you for your attention.
Very much look forward to solidifying our friendships in person this year at the IVA World Water Congress. Let's next go to Mr. Tobias Corning, the program manager at the international cooperation at the Danish Environmental Protection Agency. Over to you, Tobias.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Managing Director of ATAL Innovation Mission, and hello, Professor Chand, and thank you to the Vice Chairman of NITI Aayog and to everyone else participating in this launch today. My name is Tobias Corning. I am a Program Manager for International Cooperation at the Danish Environmental Protection Agency. I lead, together with the colleagues, our water cooperation with the Ministry of Jal Shakti under the Green Strategic Partnership. Through the cooperation with the Ministry of Jal Shakti, we work together to bring Danish experiences and solutions into the Jal Jeevan mission. These Danish experiences, as we have touched upon earlier today, include sustainable groundwater management, energy efficient water distribution, and we are proud to have some of the lowest levels of non-revenue water in the world. NITI Aayog and AIM obviously are some of the, or if not the most central partners when it comes to innovation in India, not least when it comes to water innovation. So the potential of the collaboration between NITI Aayog, ATAL Innovation Mission, and Innovation Center Denmark, and other partners obviously is huge. Something that the first edition of this challenge showed last year, something that the coming year will show as well. What is so disheartening about water issues globally is the scale of challenges that face us today. It's the contamination and the depletion of our water resources. It's the unequal allocation of the burden and hardship of accessing safe drinking water. And it's the centuries of inaction by so many. What is very uplifting about water issues globally is the enormous pool of talent, ideas, and innovation that is existing. This is where the Water Innovation Challenge comes in. In September this year, the Danish EPA and the Ministry of Jal Shakti agreed on a 3-year work plan with a number of concrete activities ranging from knowledge exchange to capacity building and demonstration projects. In that light, we are very happy to support the Water Innovation Challenge 2.0 through our cooperation. The National Jal Jeevan Mission and the Danish Environmental Protection Agency have both contributed directly to the problem statements that will be presented a little later in the program. We hope that the innovative solutions developed by the participating teams will help get piped water supply to every rural household in India in a smart, sustainable, and cost-effective way to address issues concerning agriculture and water use, as well as mentioned earlier today. All this would not be possible without the enthusiastic leadership of NITI Aayog, the ATAL Innovation Mission, the Innovation Center Denmark, and the Technical University of Denmark. So I thank you all very much, and we are happy to play our little part in this endeavor together. And I hope to see as many of you as possible next September when the IWA World Water Congress is in Copenhagen. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Tobias. And it's terrific to have a partner like the Danish EPA on this challenge. Also, this achievement of lowest non-revenue water is a non-trivial achievement. So it's great to hear about. Let's next go to Mr. Karsten Garn Larsen. Again, apologies if I'm not pronouncing your name right. Senior Vice President, Denmark Technical University. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much, and it works very well from here. Thank you. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, first of all, thank you very much for inviting the Technical University of Denmark to attend this important event. We are not only proud, but it's also a great pleasure to contribute to this celebration and the kickoff. Next Generation Water Action is a university-powered initiative to boost international innovation, to inspire, empower, and connect the next generation of young talents from around the world to see the future within the water sector. Young people want and should play an important role in catalyzing new ideas and solutions to the world's most pressing problems, and this is certainly one of them. This is also why our innovation hub, DTU Skylab, has developed Next Generation, where students, university startups, and young researchers from around the world become involved at high-level international events and summits, focusing on sustainability through course collaboration, journeys, sprints, and tailored tracks for startups. I'm really thrilled to see that the Indian government and our Innovation Center Denmark in India have decided to partner with us on this particular project. We now look forward with the invaluable support from and collaboration with Indian actors and stakeholders, the International Water Association, IWA, Paul Du Jensen's Foundation, and others, to engaging more than 100 young students and entrepreneurs as part of the next year's IVA World Water Congress, focusing on water for smart, livable cities. DTU has a strong focus on water, has a strong focus on sustainability. We are Denmark's leading university in water and the environment, especially when it comes to cooperation with industry and other authorities. Our Department for Environmental Engineering is also very much engaged in the Next Generation Water Action. DTU is therefore very pleased that Denmark and India have entered into a green strategic partnership, and of course we would like to be heavily involved in that. We are engaging in the partnership with the best universities in India with energy, life science, water, and sustainable food systems. In short, everything that really matters in this transition. I hope that this can be the starting point for a joint partnership that will go beyond the IWA Congress in 2022 here in Copenhagen. Thank you to all the partners here who are making this possible and will invest so much time and energy to make it a huge success. So we look very much forward to seeing the solutions that the students will bring forward. I'm sure that we will see a lot of exciting and interesting proposals, ideas, new ways of doing things. And I guess this is what it's all about. So we look forward to see that in May, and also, of course, to see it enter the Congress in September. So thank you again, once more, and good luck with the process going forward. It will be exciting to see the outcome of all of this. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. I have to say that the concluding ceremony that DTU Skylab had conducted last year, despite all the challenges of having to be virtual and bringing 5 different nations and innovators from there together, was really remarkable. So we look forward to more of the same this year. With that, we come to an exciting part of this day's launch. Let me invite Mr. Avinash Mishra, to talk to us about the problem statements this year, for which we are launching the challenge. Mr. Mishra is the advisor of the water vertical at Niti Aayog. Over to you, sir.
It's muted, sir.
You're muted, I believe.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yes, we can hear you. We can hear you now. Yeah.
Yes. Honorable Ramesh Chand, Honorable Member Niti Aayog, His Excellency Freddie Swan, Member at the Royal Danish Embassy in New Delhi, Ambassador, and then the Dr. Sten Johnson, Deputy Director, Danish Agency for Higher Education, Mr. Tobias Coring, Program Manager, International Cooperation, Danish Environment Protection Agency, Mr. Carsten Orth, I hope pronouncing better, the Senior President, Denmark Technical University, and the finalists and other dignitaries. As you are aware, the water sector faces enormous challenges. Those have already been flagged by the Honorable Vice Chairman Niti Aayog and the Honorable Member Niti Aayog. A few are inherent and natural, while most of them are human infected, since the participants of the event are student community and startups. Only those challenges which fits into their strength are chosen. In this second edition of Water Innovation Challenge, there are 6 broader areas and 1 open-ended moonshot challenge. The 6 broader areas are water source mapping, monitoring and sustainability that will address for quality and quantity, safe and sustainable water distribution and reduction of non-revenue water. Third one is the treatment technology for making water fit for different uses, prediction, forecasting and management, which was actually emphasized by both the seniors in the Niti Aayog, and awareness and capacity building that was also flagged by the seniors in the Niti Aayog, big data acquisition, digitalization and water management solutions. Focus of the area, that is water source mapping, monitoring and sustainability for quality and quantity, is to bring up to date information on the water sources and pursue its regular monitoring for its quality and sustainability. As India proceeds to achieve 100% coverage of functional house tap connection within next 2 to 3 years, a parallel step is ensured sufficient quantity and required quality of water is needed. We should explore the strength of technology to get the real-time information, low-cost water quality test kits, solutions to augment beneficiary-centric management of the water, which certainly comes for water conservation and other related measures. Second area is safe and sustainable water distribution and reduction of non-revenue water. Is the non-revenue water is something 35 to 40% in urban India, and also the rural India we are still establishing the 100% functional house taps connection. This will intend to seek innovative solutions for prevention of avoidable water loss with an aim to bring down the disparity in access to drinking water and foster the inclusiveness in both rural and urban areas. This can be integrated water management system for water supply, combining automated leak and theft detection, automated inspection, repairs, smart water metering, quality alert and monitoring of usage, and a trend of or efficient water logistics system for inclusive and sustainable distribution in urban areas. Next area is the treatment technology for making water fit for different uses. As population increases and cities grows, but we don't have the infinite source for the water. It's a finite. The per capita water availability reduces and we are rapidly approaching a water stress situation. Moreover, untreated water pollutes fresh water sources and aggravates the system. In fact, it is not necessary to consume fresh by each and every activity. So unused water for every human needs and wants. Innovation in reducing cost and effort of water treatment, grey water management, low cost, compact, sustainable solutions that all is required. Also, we have got a long coastline of 7,500 kilometers. So sustainable desalination of the water at a cheap rate, that is also expected in the areas of challenges. Fourth area is prediction, forecasting and management. As Dr. Amish Chandra has emphasized that we are the monsoon fed country, and the temporal and spatial variation is there. This aspect has a multi-dimensional effect from envisaging a water project, be for its irrigation power, generation, drinking water, regular operation of a project, support to boost the ability to get adapted to the change in requirement, users pattern of the beneficiaries. Solution in this category can range from near real-time prediction of irrigation requirement, so the demand in next 1 week or so, to estimation of demand in next 10 or 20 years. So that what the capabilities require. The next one could be the awareness, capacity building, because the awareness is a big issue. What the Honorable Vice Chairman is saying, what is very familiar to everyone, and we all feel it to the heart. But the case is slightly different. When we take the water sector as a whole, solutions which cater the need of bringing in awareness of water footprints, virtual water, mapping of skills of community in water management, awareness to students, etc. That all is expected in this area. There we require to really gauge the footprint and in what way the water should be there. There could be a sort of the app which can indicate and which can provide the learnings how the water could be best used. The sixth and the last area in big data acquisition, digitalization and water management solutions. In data-driven world, water sector cannot be an exception. Digital technology is being used in water sector. However, big data, analytics and data-based decision have to go a long way. That includes the hydrological data, that includes the data relating to the groundwater, aquifer mapping and all. The solutions could be in the range of support to village level water budgeting or public perception, feedback system or real-time aquifer information and mapping. And the last challenge is the moonshot challenge, which is category challenge will be open to accept solutions even beyond the closing date of the challenge area. The challenge in this section is kind of a fiction or which requires combination of more than one emerging technology. It is to develop a multi-sensor device that makes the use of emerging technology such as drone, robotics that can float and flow in water, fly in air, navigate through cultivated land with an ability to make two-way communication with the data command center. For example, this device flow through canal and convey depth and velocity of flow canal, discharge information, a command center then directs to the device to move to the nearby farmland and sense the soil moisture from few location and then to fly up and take an aerial photo of the field. This information, which belongs to say 100 km away from the dam or headworks, helps the dam manager to decide when to open the branch canal to the area rather than relying on predetermined static schedules or unreliable human estimates. So these are all the challenges which I am throwing. I am optimistic that the young minds and bright brains will excel our expectations and bring in true innovation. I would also like to remind the participants that whatever you do it with a global perspective. I hope you might have heard there is a one Upanishad verse that said Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, means for the great minds or wise people, the whole world is a family. Wishing all the very best to the participants. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Avinash ji. I think we've set up a great set of challenges in front of people, and I'm sure there will be exciting ideas coming back to us. Let me say that we have saved the most exciting part for the last, for Atal Innovation Mission, of course, the rubber meets the road where the innovators and entrepreneurs are. And we are going to hear from one such innovator, Akanksha Agarwal, who was the finalist last year. So over to you, Akanksha.
Everyone, thank you, sir, for that warm introduction. So I'm Akanksha Agarwal. I'm the founder of Agromorph Techno Solutions. And at Agromorph, what we're doing is we're converting wastewater to fresh water using our algae-based technology. So our two main focus areas are to increase availability and secondly, to improve quality. Now, how we're doing this is we're basically tapping into a huge reservoir of water, which is often gone unnoticed, the wastewater from domestic as well as industrial sources. How we're doing this is by using nature's solution. So algae has an inherent capability to treat water. We're using our biotech and engineering expertise to create a rapid treatment process, and we're offering an opportunity to actually recycle on the site. Having said that, water quality for reuse is a huge issue, like already mentioned previously. So what we're also doing is we're creating a wastewater database, which can actually tell the user how good the water quality is for reuse. Um, Now, that is what Agromorph is doing as of right now. And I would just like to mention our experience from the first edition. So it has been a huge learning curve for our young team. And having said that, the support is ongoing even as of today, not only as part of the bootcamp, but also today we are still getting connected to mentors and water experts, not only nationally, but also internationally. So that really helps give a global perspective to the product as well as the business models that we propose. So we're really looking forward to meeting global stakeholders at the IWW conference in Copenhagen. We're excited about that. And I think two major takeaways for us as a startup from this program are firstly, how to market the product. So being a deep tech solution, how to actually reach out to the general audience. So that was a huge learning we had through this program. And secondly, how the mentoring that we got through the AIC Sangam and the ICCW mentoring actually helped us develop a more meaningful revenue model. So I think I just like to end by saying that any young student team or startup that's looking to make it big in the water innovation sphere, this is a huge and a great opportunity, I must say, that has been offered by Niti Aayog. And I think they should make the most of it, and really looking forward to the second edition as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Akanksha. And as we bring this to this today's launch to a close, let me first say a big thank you to many mentors that this platform has been able to convene, and these mentors who have made all the difference in the journeys of the innovators from the point they start to the point they've arrived at, and they are keeping on going. And so a big thank you to all of them who are in the audience also, many of them. Of course, the second group that deserves a big thanks is the innovators and entrepreneurs, not only those who have participated, but those who will be participating in this year's challenge. Needless to say, without you, there will be no such challenge. And we look forward to hearing from you and your hearing about your great ideas. And finally, let me say thank you to all the leaders and dignitaries who spoke today and who have participated in the event today. We'll keep you posted as to how the AIM-ICDK 2.0 is bringing great solutions to this colossal challenge of water. Thank you very much for joining.
Very good. Well done.
Thank you. Yes,